If you want to be organized with ADHD, disorganization can be a good thing for that. I'm going to tell you how and how to actually use disorganization to make you more organized. The first thing is this: use a box like this and you use it as a doom box, a don't organize, only move box, which means you're not organizing anything in this box. You're just putting the stuff that you want to get out of a room and put someplace else in this box, and then moving that box to another room and not organizing it at all. And so when it gets to the other room, it's still disorganized. But this is great for ADHD because of the fact that you may just not have time to organize. You may be feeling kind of overwhelmed with actually having to do organization right now. Instead, this makes it easy. It only takes a few minutes, maybe even a minute or so to actually get it to another place, another room, and then you come back and organize it later. The next way is to have a declutter drop zone. When you're decluttering in your home, you have to have a place to actually put your clutter. You don't want to leave it in some random location around where you are actually doing the decluttering. So you choose a location in your home where you're going to take all your clutter to that place, so you have a specific location that every piece of clutter is. When you're done decluttering, you can go there and then organize it. But that area is not going to look very organized as you go and take things there throughout the day as you're decluttering. It's going to look a lot disorganized. And then once you are done, then you go and organize everything there. And this is one of the easiest ways and best ways to actually organize. If you have a closet or a drawer or whatever, and it's really cluttered, you go in there, you take everything out and put it somewhere where you can actually look at it and decide, is it clutter or is it something I want to keep? But when you do that, all that stuff is going to be disorganized until you put it into categories or types or just some type of organization. And it's super helpful because you're not missing anything that's hidden in the drawers. You're actually being able to see everything from a different perspective, and that helps you actually pick the things that you want to keep. And then you organize stuff out of all the stuff that you actually have kept. Now, when you're organizing or decluttering, it's good for you to actually take breaks with ADHD and organize just a little bit at a time. But you have to be okay with that area that you're organizing that you don't finish being disorganized. You don't want to stress about it. It's okay that it's disorganized until you get back to it and actually organize some more, but you have to be okay with that because you know that you're gonna take these different little steps to get to the overall goal of that area being organized. But in the meantime, it is going to remain disorganized in some fashion. But the point is that with ADHD, sometimes you just need to break things down into small amounts to get to the ultimate goal that you want to achieve with organizing or decluttering. The next thing is going to be a landing pad, which is actually good for you with ADHD, but it may just not be the most organized thing, because when you actually have a landing pad, what you do is you choose one location where you can put something there to designate, this is a place I want to put my keys, my phone, my wallet, essential things in that one location. But that location may not be where it looks very organized. It may be in a location that just looks out of place generally, but it's important that you know where that place is and that it is something that works for you and not for everybody else. But it just may look like it doesn't belong there. But when you do come in, then you put all that essential stuff there, and then you automatically know when you want to look for those things, it's in that one location. And the next thing is a command center. You choose a location in your home for the command center, just like the landing pad, but there's more stuff and more options there. You have a place for all your phone chargers there. You have a place to where you put your sticky notes there. You might have a dry erase board there. You still have all the essential stuff that you put there at the command center. But the thing about it is, if you have extra family members or if you just have a lot of stuff there, it's going to look really disorganized. It is a central location, but everybody has book bags and briefcases and sticky notes all over there and stuff on the dry erase board. All that stuff is right there. It's going to look very disorganized when you look at it. It might look very disorganized when somebody comes over your home, but that disorganization is okay because now everybody knows this is the spot that I go to do just about everything and make sure I have everything there so I can charge my phone or get the things I need in the morning to actually go to wherever I need to go to, and knowing that everything I need I have before I walk out the door, and I don't have to go around looking for things because I've lost it somehow. Now, something else that's really good for organization, but it can look pretty disorganized, is to actually go around and choose sections in your home. And the thing about it is, in these sections, you can break down things as much as you want or as little as you want. And it might not look very organized in that fashion, because if you have sections and you break down even the sections to where smaller things and bigger things are in that section, then it may look like it's not really organized. But the whole point of having those sections is the fact that you want to have all the items of a similar type or a similar thing for a similar purpose in that one section, because you know where that is. It's a general thing, but inside there, it might not be very organized. It might look disorganized, especially if it's something like toys or something like that. Now, something else that can be great for organization is to actually think about where you use things and then put all the items where you actually use those things. Now, the thing about this is you can put it in a location that doesn't really make sense or is not the normal place that people put things in their home. And so when people come over, they might say, okay, why is this here? And that's okay, because what it happens is that it is for you. Where do you actually use that stuff? What is best for you? How does it make it functional for you? And so you can be okay with that. Hey, this might not be in the most organized place where people might think it'd be used generally, but for me, this is the perfect location as to where I use stuff. Now, something else really good is to actually take a picture as you're organizing or decluttering an area. You take a picture at the beginning, and as you go through the progress of actually decluttering and organizing that area, you take additional pictures, and then you can see from the start where it was and then all the way till the end to when you get finished. But the good thing about this is because you can look at that picture in the beginning, you see, okay, this is how it was when I began. And as you're going through that process, you can get motivated by the fact that you are seeing some progress as you look at the next picture and the next picture and the next picture. And eventually, as you get really close to your goal, you'll be like, wow, I came a really long way. And in this case, you're using this organization for motivation to go to the next step and keep going, because you do want your place to look in this certain way that you find this is more organized for me and works for me. So taking a picture just gives you a different perspective, a way to look at everything and see everything, but it also gives you a great way to see all the progress and steps you've taken and when you actually get to the point that you can finish that as well. And now the next thing is the 1 in, 1 out rule. And this is great for keeping your home more organized and decluttered. And the way it works is every time you actually get an item you want to bring into your home, you have to get rid of something else. But the way this rule works is generally when you get to the point you're using this rule, you're looking at your home saying, my home just has no more space. My home is disorganized. My home is really cluttered at this point. I can't afford to bring anything else into my home without making sure there's some type of place or space for it. And so when you have this rule, every time you go to buy something or somebody gives you something, you really have to stop and think about it, which is really great for ADHD, because a lot of times you might just be impulsive and buy things because they're new and they're shiny and you really want it. But then what are you going to get rid of? Is there something in your home that you can get rid of to prevent more clutter coming into your home? Because sometimes those impulsive buys actually do become clutter, and that can make your home more disorganized. This rule is really a prevention thing for you to make sure that, hey, I want the things that I really use, that are really useful in my home, and I want to make sure that I don't just have something in my home that I thought was cool at the time, but I'm not going to use. Now, this is not only video I have about making your home more ADHD friendly, making sure it's organized and not cluttered up. I do have another video on this, and I'm going to put that up on the screen, and all you do is just click it and watch that next video.